Hello guys, welcome to Nita Crochets. The hook is my magic wand. Please subscribe for gorgeous content. Today we are going to be making this mesh fringe skirt. It's asymmetrical and I love how it looks. I've made this several times. The original design is from Wild X Dandy. Please check her out on Instagram. And then for this beautiful top, you can get the tutorial on my channel. It's already there. Just look up for that thumbnail. Now for this hooded neck warmer, you can also check the tutorial out on my channel. It's already there. Alternatively, I'm going to have the links for both these tutorials in the description box. Back to the mesh fringe skirt. These are the materials we are going to need: a 4.5mm hook, size 4 yarn, scissors, darning needle and tape measure. Let's get started. So I'm going to get my yarn and I'm going to make a slip knot. And I will insert my hook into the loop, and here I am going to chain 8. First of all, the 3 of the chains are going to act as a stitch, a double crochet, all right, and then the other 5 chains are going to be for the chain gap, so that makes it a total of 8. So once I have that, I'm going to get back into the very first chain stitch and work a double crochet. So I will chain 8 and then turn my work. So 3 of the chains act as a double crochet. Then I will work a single crochet into the chain gap that I worked previously, and then chain 5. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to work a double crochet into the 3rd chain stitch of the 8 that started the previous row. Just like that. Now I have 2 chain gaps on this row, and this is my 2nd row. Now for the 3rd row, I'm going to work 8 chains, turn my work a single crochet into the 1st chain gap, and then I will chain 5 and I will work a single crochet into the next chain gap, chain 5 once again, and now here I'm going to work a double crochet into the 3rd chain stitch of the 8 that started the previous row. So you can see this is my 3rd row and I have 3 chain gaps. Okay, so basically we are making an increment that is going to give us that triangular shape. So chain 8 and turn your work. Work a single crochet into the very first chain gap, chain 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap, chain 5 once again, and work a single crochet into the next chain gap. So to work our last chain gap, we are going to chain 5 and then work a double crochet into the 3rd chain stitch of the 8 that started the previous row. Just like that. So the 4th row is complete and I have 4 chain gaps on the 4th row. So those are 4 rows. So let me just work this for 1 more row and then I can let you guys work the next rows on your own. Chain 8, turn your work. Work a single crochet into the very first chain gap, chain 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap, chain 5, work a single crochet in the next chain gap, and then chain 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap, and now lastly you chain 5 and work a double crochet into the 3rd chain stitch of the 8 that started the previous row. So you're going to do this until you feel that you have a triangle whose upper bit, like measuring from your last row, you find that you have the width that is wide enough to run from one end of your waist to the other. Okay, So I have 5 rows. Let me just work a few more rows until I have that width that I want. Then I'll get back and show you what to do. So here I am with my rows complete. I have 11 rows, all right, and this is how it looks like so far. I am confident this is the width I want. So let me just confirm this with my tape measure, and that's what you should do for your piece. If you don't have the width that you need, then you can just go on making increments until you have the width that you need, all right? So here we are measuring from end to end. I have 12. Actually, it is 12.5, so it gives me 25, okay? So basically, you will have your waist measurements divided by 2. You're going to make a second piece just like this, okay? So you have 2 pieces. And then you can get back and I'll show you what to do. So here we are. I have my 2 pieces. So basically, the 12.5 and this 12.5 gives me the 25 that I was looking for, okay? So make sure you have the same number of rows for both pieces. And now once you have that, I'm going to show you how we can join these 2 pieces together. Then we work the body, like the upper body going to the waist up. So I'm going to get my hook, insert it into the loop. Remember, for the first piece I cut my yarn, and for this piece at the end of my row I don't cut my yarn, so I can just continue from there. And here I'm going to chain 8. Okay. Then I'm just literally going to do the very same thing until I get to the other end of this piece. Then I can now get to show you how to join the 2 pieces. So chain 8, work a single crochet into the very first chain gap, and then chain 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap, just like that, work a single crochet, and then chain 5, work a single crochet in the next chain gap. You're just going to repeat this until you get to the other end of this piece. So that's why I'm going to meet you when working the last chain gap. Then I will show you how to join it to the other piece. So here we are. Now to work the very last chain gap, we are going to chain 5, work a double crochet into the 3rd chain stitch of the 8 that started the previous row, and we shall get the other piece, okay? Now I'm going to yarn over. I need to attach it there, so I'll yarn over, insert my hook into the 3rd chain stitch of the 8 that started its last row, right there, and then work a double crochet, okay? So I have attached one end, okay? See where we started, and now this is where we are, and that's how it looks like. So it's not any different, so I'm just going to work 5 chains, okay? Then work a single crochet into the very first chain gap. Then I'm going to continue working 5 chains, then work a single crochet in the next chain gap, and I'm going to do that repeatedly until I get to the very last chain gap that I need to work. So let me meet you guys there. So I'm almost at the end, and I will chain 5, work a single crochet into the very last chain gap, and now I am going to chain 5, and then I'm going to work a double crochet into the very last double crochet, just like that. And then I'm going to get to where we started the row right there, and I'll bring that piece to this end. And to close it up, I'm going to work a slip stitch into the third chain stitch of the 8th that started this row. So right there into that chain stitch, I'll work a slip stitch. So I've closed up both ends and literally joined the two pieces together. So now we have that more like skirt, though it's not yet a skirt because we haven't worked the body. So I'm going to turn my work and then work 3 slip stitches into the next 3 chains of this chain gap. Okay, this is just to help me get to the center of this chain gap so I can start working all the way going up. Okay, so once there, I'm going to chain 1 and then work a single crochet into this very same chain gap, which is the third chain gap. Which is the third chain stitch of the 5 for each chain gap. So from here, I'm going to chain 5 and then work a single crochet into the next chain gap. Yes, once again, chain 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap. Chain 5, work 1 single crochet into the next chain gap. And this is what you are going to do all the way around, but I'm just going to work this until I get to where we joined the pieces together so I can show you how to maneuver that part. Okay, so let me get you guys there. So right here, as you can see, I am at that point. So to show you how to maneuver, I've already chained 5, so I am going to work a single crochet into the last chain gap of this piece and then chain 5. Okay, I'll skip those stitches and work a single crochet into the next chain gap right there. So basically, that is how you are going to maneuver the joint that we made for the pieces. So you are going to continue working 5 chains and then working a single crochet into the next chain gap until you get to the other joint on the other side, and there I'll get back and show you what to do. So you can see what we have, and this is where I'm going to meet you guys and then show you how to end your row. So I am right here and I am working my second last chain gap. So I'm going to work a single crochet into this chain gap right there. Now to work my last chain gap, okay, I am going to chain 3 and then I'll yarn over, insert my hook into the single crochet that started this row, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. So this makes me have my stitch be at the center of this chain gap. So I'll chain 1, turn my work a single crochet into the next chain stitch, and then I'm going to work 5 chains, skip 5 stitches, and work a single crochet into the next chain gap. Exactly what I've been doing all along. So I'll chain 5, work a single crochet into the next chain gap, chain 5, work a single crochet in the next chain gap, and I'm going to do this all the way around until I get to the end of the row, but I'm going to meet you once you have 1 chain gap left to end your row so I can show you how to end and start your row. Alright, then I can let you guys work the rest of the rows on your own. So let me meet you guys there. Yes, so just keep chaining 5 and working a single crochet into the next chain gap all the way around in every chain gap until you get to having just 1 chain gap left to end your row right there. So that's where I'll meet you and then show you what to do. And I am right here. I have worked all my chain gaps, so I have 1 left to end the row, and I'm going to chain 3. Basically, this is exactly what we did when ending the previous row. So chain 3, yarn over, insert your hook into the single crochet that started this row, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all, and there you have it. You ended your row. So chain 1, work a single crochet into the next chain stitch right there, and then now start chaining 5. See what we have? So chain 5 and then work a single crochet into the next chain gap, chain 5, work a single crochet in the next chain gap, and this is what you are going to do repeatedly for the length that you want for your project. Okay, so let me just show you guys how this looks like. You see what we have? So we are starting to get some bit of length. See, so just work this for a couple of rows. I'm going to get back and show you how many I worked, but the length is up to you, because this is more like the part that is going to run from the hip going all the way up to the waist, if that's where you want your piece to start from. But if you want a longer skirt, you can just work the length that you want, right? So let me get back and show you what to do next. So as you can see, this is what I have. I worked about 11 rows, okay, from the point where I joined the two pieces together all the way going up. So basically I have 22 rows in total. So let me just end my last row very well, so I can show you how we can now start working on the waistline. All right. Alright, so here I am, and to work the waistline, I am going to chain 2 and turn my work. Okay, I'm going to work 2 double crochets into this chain gap, just like that, and I'm going to chain 2. Okay, now I'm going to get into the next chain gap and work 2 double crochets, chain 2, work 2 double crochets into the next chain gap. Remember, our chain gaps have been having 5 chain stitches, and now we are working 2 double crochets and then 2 chains, okay, giving me a total of 4 stitches for every chain gap. Okay, so basically 4 stitches is just enough stitches going all the way around. It won't make our work look wrinkly, look like we worked less stitches or a small number of stitches for the work, for the waistline. Okay, so basically for every chain gap I have deducted 1 stitch. Okay, so just keep working 2 double crochets into every chain gap and then chaining 2, working 2 double crochets into the next chain gap, and this is how your work has to look like. You're going to do this all the way around until you get back to where we started. Okay, right there, and you will work a slip stitch into that stitch. So let me get you guys there and show you what to do. So this is how my work looks like after I have worked all the way around and worked my slip stitch. All right, now to work the next row for my waistline, I am going to chain 2, turn my work, and I am going to work 2 double crochets into this chain gap, and then work 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches, work 2 double crochets into the next chain gap, and then 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches. So this means that we are working 1 double crochet into every stitch, be it a chain stitch or a double crochet stitch. So do this all the way around and get back right here and then work a slip stitch into the chain 2 that started this row. So let me get you guys there. Yes, so here we are, and I have worked all my stitches all the way around, and this is what I have. All right, so now I'm going to work my second my second row of double crochets, only that I'll make a little bit of difference. This should be actually the last row for my waistline. All right, so I'll insert my hook into the loop, and I'm going to chain 2. So I'll work a double crochet into this very first stitch. I'm not turning my work because I want my last row to be worked on, like, is it the top or the right side or the outside? I don't know how to call that, but yes, the face of your skirt, like the face, not the inner part. All right, so into the next stitch I'm going to work a front post double crochet, just like that, and I will work 1 double crochet, like a normal double crochet, into the next stitch, and then a front post double crochet in the next stitch. So this is more like just to give me some kind of ribbing for my waist. You can maybe choose any other way to, like, any other design for your waistline, but this is what I want for this skirt. So just keep working 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then a front post double crochet into the next stitch. As you can see, I'm just going to do this repeatedly all the way, just 1 double crochet and then a front post double crochet. So you see what we have. This is what it looks like. I really love, you know, the effect it does for the waist. It's really a good stitch for the waistlines, also for the bottom of shorts. I use that a lot. So you're going to do this all the way around, okay, until you get back to where we started from, right here, and work a slip stitch. Then you can cut your yarn and weave in your end. So I'm going to get back once I have added a drawstring to my skirt, and then show you how to add your fringes to the bottom of the skirt. So to add your fringes, just like this one at the bottom of your skirt, just along the edges, you will get some strands of yarn. The number of strands, it's up to you given the thickness of your yarn, okay, and you'll find any chain gap that is at the edge in which you can, like, place your fringes. So I'll get into this. Either you can work into the chain gap or into the double crochet stitch. So get there, pull through yarn, and then yarn over, pull through yarn through the loop that you created when you made the first pull, and then you pull just to, like, fasten it, and there you have your fringe added. So you can add this along the whole entire edge. It's up to you. You can maybe, like, choose to skip out a few chain gaps and add to the next chain gap. So once you have your fringes added, you will get back to your waist and add a drawstring which will tie to the front right there, and there you have your skirt complete. Thank you so much for watching. Let me just show you once again how it looks like. I love it. And yes, this is how it looks like. This is an inspiration by Wild X Dandy. I wouldn't love to, like, make a tutorial for this top because it will be so bad. I feel like I would have stolen the whole entire design from her, but I'll make a twist and make my own tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.